Good morning, students. Today we'll discuss our new topic, that is what are the measures available to control excess demand or deficient demand. The very first comes the monetary policy. We basically have two aspects. First is the monetary policy. So explain its various instruments to correct excess demand and deficient demand. Now let us see what is monetary policy. इट रिलेट्स टू द पॉलिसी ऑफ द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. किसी भी देश की सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से ये रिलेटेड है रिगार्डिंग टू थिंग्स. द वेरी फर्स्ट इज मनी सप्लाई एंड द अदर इज रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट टू अचीव डेफिनेट ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ द इकोनॉमी. वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड इट्स इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स इन चैप्टर बैंकिंग. वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड दिस, दैट इज क्वालिटेटिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स एंड क्वांटिटेटिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स. समझने के लिए जब हम एक्सेस डिमांड की बात करेंगे, then we will mention all those criterias we used for tackling excess money supply or inflation. And when we talk of deficient demand, then we will put on the case of deflation. So second case comes, that is fiscal policy. So monetary policy we have already discussed in unit banking. Now we'll discuss fiscal policy and how these instruments are used to control excess demand and deficient demand. So let us first understand what is fiscal policy. It is the policy of any government. किसी भी देश की गवर्नमेंट है उसकी regarding four things. Very first is expenditure, second is taxation, third is borrowing and fourth is budget. It means deficit financing. तो जब भी कोई भी गवर्नमेंट इन चार चीजों के बारे में बात करती है to achieve various macroeconomic objectives of the economy, then that is called fiscal policy. Now we'll discuss one by one these instruments in detail along with what we would do with this instrument to control excess demand or to control deficient demand. Remember, in examination these questions comes in different way. For example, differently ये अलग आएगा, ये अलग आएगा, लेकिन सेपरेटली आएंगे ये. लेकिन हमें क्या करना है, यहां पर हम इसको समझने के लिए इकट्ठा कर रहे हैं so that we can map up the comparison. So let us come to the first instrument, that is public expenditure. Now we all know that government makes two types of expenditures, consumption and investment. तो वो जितना ज्यादा खर्चा करेंगे उतना एडी बढ़ेगा, and if they reduce their expenditure then the AD will come down. The expenditure includes on goods and services, infrastructure, pension, salaries, scholarship, medical facilities, educational facilities. So in case of excess demand, the government will reduce the public expenditure or the government expenditure so that the income can reduce and AD will reduce and excess demand can be controlled. In case of deficient demand, it will raise its expenditure so that the income increases and AD increases. Now let us understand the second component, that is taxation. Taxation is a source of income of the government. It collects taxes in two ways, direct taxes and indirect taxes. Direct taxes like income tax directly affects the disposable income of the people. If I am earning 100 rupees and if I am charged at 10%, then I will be paying 10 rupees tax and 90 rupees will be my disposable income. Indirect taxes, it affects the prices of goods and services. It means the MRP will rise or fall. So in case of excess demand, the government will increase taxes or introduce or impose new taxes so that purchasing power reduces and AD falls and excess demand gets controlled. But note, do not increase or impose so much taxes that it discourages investment. ये हमें ध्यान रखना है गवर्नमेंट को कि हमें टैक्सेस उस रेंज तक इंक्रीज करने हैं that it does not discourages complete investment from the market. Next is, in case of deficient demand, it would be vice versa. It means it would reduce taxes, purchasing power will increase and the AD will increase. That is stabilizing the deficient demand and making it to normal. Now let us discuss the third component, that is the borrowings. Borrowings or public debt, it can be in two forms or sources. The very first is internal debt and the other one is external debt. Internal debt is when the government borrows from the people of the country or the banks. External debt is when the government borrows from the government of other countries. Now it is very easy to understand. In case of excess demand, the government will increase internal borrowing so as to soak the liquidity of commercial banks, जिससे कि उनकी credit creation power कम हो जाएगी. It would decrease the loans, it would decrease the purchasing power, and it would decrease the AD. It means excess demand is controlled. In case of deficient demand, internal borrowing is decreased, which injects the liquidity in the economy and thereby increasing the AD. Now let us discuss the fourth component, that is budget. And if budget gets to deficit, then we would be requiring deficit financing. This is also a kind of borrowing, but it is not from the public, not from the foreign governments, but from the central bank. कहाँ से बेटा? Central bank, by printing new currency. So if you print new currency, it means that there would be increased liquidity in the market. So let us understand, in case of excess demand, the government will reduce the deficit financing, which will reduce the liquidity and thereby reducing the AD. But in case of deficient demand, the government will opt for increased deficit financing, which means more printing of new currency, which will increase liquidity and thereby increasing AD. So dear students, now let's shift to the horse section of this complete unit, that is determination of income and employment, problem of excess and deficient demand, AD and AS and their components. सबका combine चलते हैं. तो पहला आएगा effect of an autonomous change in AD on income and output, कि अगर autonomous change आता है AD में तो income और output पे हमारे क्या effect पड़ता है. हम ऑलरेडी जानते हैं that equilibrium income is determined and it is dependent on AD. ये हम पिछली वीडियो में ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. अब change in AD can happen due to any one, कोई एक, और combination of the following situations. We have two possibilities जिसकी वजह से change in AD आएगा. वो क्या है? First is the change in consumption pattern. That could be due to change in autonomous consumption or change in MPC. If these two things change, then AD would change because your consumption patterns are changing. Next, change in I. Although this is constant to our assumption, but we have already discussed forward and backward working of the multiplier. So accordingly, other factors affects the investment factor by the firms. They are marginal efficiency of investment, rate of interest, and availability of credit. All these things we have already discussed in the previous lectures. Now, if C is equal to 40 plus 0.8y and I is equal to 10, then if we calculate income, it would come to 100. This also we have done in the numerical part. And if I change the I by 10, it means that given the same consumption function, the I changes to 20, then income becomes 250. So autonomous change आ रहा है, right? Next, effective demand principle. In simple words, we have already discussed that it is a situation where AD is equal to AS. But let us understand it. वो क्या कहता है? It is a situation where AD will satisfy the given AS. For example, if I have supplied 100 units because my planned AD was 100 units, but there could be three possible situations. The very first is the actual AD will be equal to 100. The actual AD will be equal to 90, where the 10 units will go for investment, positive inventory investment. And if it gets to 110, then either I won't be able to supply another 10 units or my inventory investment will become negative. So हम जो यहाँ पे discuss कर चुके हैं that equilibrium income is dependent on AD. तो क्या कहता है? In short period, economies aggregate income and employment are determined by the level of AD, which is satisfied by AS. It means we need to have that level of supply. And for simplicity, what we assume is constant price of final goods. This we have discussed in the first portion of the HOTS section 2 or 3 videos back. And constant rate of interest. तो क्या हो गया? It means that effective demand principle is solely where AD is equal to AS, and this equilibrium is dependent solely on AD. Solely on AD. So students, now let us come to the last HOTS question of this unit, that is, this is a paradox of thrift. पैराडॉक्स मीन्स अ कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी स्टेटमेंट विच लेटर ऑन प्रूव्स टू बी ट्रू. हमें लग रहा है कि वो गलत है लेकिन वो सही है. राइट. सेकेंड, thrift means the art of being efficient. It means you have the art of optimum utilization of resources. It means you are spending very thriftily. It means very cleverly so that you are not in losses. Now the paradox of thrift says if MPS increases, the value of savings remain unchanged or decline. What do you say, true or false? Obviously we would say false because अगर हम MPC बढ़ा रहे हैं तो इसका मतलब वैल्यू ऑफ सेविंग्स बढ़ेंगी. इफ आउट ऑफ इनकम रुपीज 100 I am earlier saving 10 rupees, it means my MPS is 0.1. If my MPS raises to 0.3, then my value of savings will be 0.3 के अकॉर्डिंग कितना 30. But we say true or false? False. It means this statement is true. That is, if MPS increases, the value of savings will remain unchanged or decline. Confused? No problem. I will prove it mathematically. See. If I take the consumption function to be C is equal to 40 plus 0.8y, it means my MPS here is equal to 0.2. My MPS is 0.2. I'll write it neatly. Just a second. MPS is equal to 0.2 because this denotes MPC. Now I will calculate y based on I is equal to 10. I put this equation into this value, y is equal to c plus I. I get y is equal to 250. We have already solved it in the previous lectures. Now if I increase the MPS or reduce the MPC to 0.5, see my MPS was 0.2, now my MPS is 0.5. It means if MPS increases, so I'm taking a case of increase in MPS. Now with the same equation, C is equal to 40 plus only MPS has been changed and I is the same. Here I was 10, here also the I is equal to 10. Here we have calculated y as 250. If we put on this value, we'll calculate y as 100. As 100. Now from 1 I will make another question, that is C is equal to 40 plus 0.8y. We know it. We have calculated y as 250. Now let us calculate savings. Very common sense to this question. If we know that we are in a state of equilibrium, then S is equal to I. If I is equal to 10, then savings will come to be 10. Let us solve it. We know S is equal to y minus c. I'll substitute the values and my S comes to be 10. You can pause the video and solve it. We've already done it in the previous lectures. And from 2, I will form a new question, that is C is equal to 40 plus 0.5y, that is with the increased MPS. Instead of 0.2, I have changed it to 0.5 and I know the y is equal to 100. I am taking these two things. Now I'll calculate S. Again, if I is equal to 10 here, then according to the equilibrium situation, we have S is equal to I. It means it would also come to be 10. Now let us calculate it. Solution is S is equal to y minus c. I'll substitute the values and I get S is equal to 10. So see, although the MPS has increased, but my savings have remained unchanged. So the answer to this question is true. This is paradox of thrift. A confusion or contradictory statement in front of you, which we can prove to be true. According to a normal layman language, we would see that if percentage of savings is increasing, then the value of savings will also increase. But that is false. It would remain unchanged or it would decline. We have proved it. See, in both the cases with an increased MPS, the savings is equal to 10. Savings is equal to 10. The value of savings has not changed. It remains unchanged. Now let us see why does this happen. See, as consumption decreases, there is always an excess supply. It means AS will get greater than AD. When AS is greater, we plan a decrease in output. We have discussed it in the AD-AS approach and SI approach, and thereby income will reduce. When your income reduces, you have two options: either to continue with the same expenses out of your savings, मैं अपनी सेविंग्स को यूज करना शुरू करूंगा तो दैट विल लीड टू नेगेटिव सेविंग्स एंड माय सेविंग्स वुड डिक्लाइन दिस सिचुएशन. Or if I reduce my consumption due to decrease in income, then savings will remain unchanged. This one. So I think this is clear to you. बेटा कोई भी डाउट है पूरी वीडियो में you can come to the comment section, give genuine comments, genuine doubts, and we'll try to answer it. Have a nice day. Thank you.